Okay, good morning, Hemp Pioneers. Today is our very first week of our book club session on Eric Worre's GoPro. I'm excited to do this because, although I think that a lot of the message that's in this book is something that for people that have been here for a little while, you can kind of grasp a lot of these concepts. I think for somebody that's never been in network marketing or somebody that's been in network marketing for a long time and maybe you're just feeling like a little stuck, it's a great book to read. I actually read this book probably twice a year. The reason I do that is because I get very sucked into, oh, I know how to do this already. And when I get in that mode, I stop working. And as a leader, which you will all soon be, and some of you are already, you're going to notice that the shift for your own business happens, and now you're shifting on trying to help other people grow their business, and that's really tough to manage and balance. So there's also a leadership book that I'm going to be moving into after this. And this at the end kind of gets into that also, some leadership skills and that kind of thing for whether you have one teammate or 1,000 teammates, all of it is applicable. So we're going to start here. The first 3 chapters are super basic, really just telling you about the differences in the kind of professions that there are and what our world is kind of used to in terms of professions. I like the group that I have on camera right now with me because 2 of you know about sales. You've been selling a product or service, right? Anne Hack is a professional photographer. Sophie is a real estate agent, and she's been a licensed massage therapist. She's a licensed massage therapist as well. So you have sold goods or services. Karen, I'm not quite sure, but Demetria, I know that your son is in real estate. So you've been around that market. And what I want to do is differentiate a little bit about sales and network marketing, because as you all see, it is a little bit different. So when somebody asks me why I chose this business, it's for a certain, for quite a number of reasons. Number one, to be pretty honest and out there, my entire life, I've done what I wanted on my own clock when I felt like it. If I felt like going to school, I went. I was a genius student. I skipped a grade, honors classes. I mean, I could have been at Yale. So that's, who I was growing up, due to some, life circumstances. Good morning, Christy. I didn't end up taking that path. And for me, it was just a little difficult for me to jive with everybody else and what everybody else wanted me to do at everybody else's time, right? Like, I didn't feel like I really needed, did I really need to be at work at 9 o'clock? I mean, can I come in at 9:30 with Starbucks for the office? Like, why is that not okay? That's my personality. I could not keep to a schedule. I didn't feel like, I always had this thing in my head that my time was my time. And why isn't it my time? Why? I don't understand this. Why, as a human, is my time not mine? Why do I have to give it to somebody else for 8 hours, right? If I can perform a job in 3 hours that it's taking somebody else 8 hours to perform, I didn't understand that. So I have always had the mindset of, I could get a lot done in a smaller amount of time and still be available to do what I want to do. When we think about the perfect career, also, we think about something that's positive. I was in a marketing position for an office. It was a medical office. I had been in the medical field for 15 years prior to getting into network marketing. I was working for a physiatry facility, 3 of them actually. I opened up 2 here on Long Island myself with the doctor. And you're talking about thousands of patients and a multidisciplinary office, physical therapy, massage, chiropractic, acupuncture, 3 physiatrists on staff, 1 down in Florida. So 3 offices, managing that all, and really trying to convince them, well, hey, listen, I have a kid at home. I'm going to do what you want me to do for 8 hours in 5 hours, and you're still going to pay me the right amount of money. I really felt like that's the way it should be done. I need to hold that thought because I got to let my dog out. He's whining and he's going to poop on the floor. Hold on. Elvis, you know. You're a pain in the butt. You're a pain in the butt. Sorry, guys. All right. So back to that. Sorry about that. So another thing was something positive. Because I moved around in that job, I started as a receptionist making $15 an hour. And within 2 years, I was making $27 an hour plus commissions every month at maybe 20 years old. And everybody hated me and everybody had a problem with me. So I came to work every day and went home crying almost every day of my life. Almost every day went home crying because people didn't respect, the job I was doing. They thought I was too young. I was a crappy manager, horrible. It was not a positive situation for me. Some people go to work every day and they love their job and they love what they do. That was not the case for me. I worked with a lot of mean people looking for my job. They wanted to take over. They wanted to make the money I was making. So people were stealing leads from me, that kind of stuff. The perfect career for me also has a really great product or service. And as much as I believed in holistic medicine and acupuncture and all of that stuff, being in the medical field, as you all know, I had to refer a lot of people for tests that they didn't really need. Okay. And that's the truth. And that felt really crappy. So I wanted to feel great about the product or service that I'm providing. And I wanted an unlimited income, which is why when I started in that marketing position at that office and they started bonusing me on the extra stuff that I was doing, that felt really good for me because I will do anything, job related for money. And I am very, very financially motivated. So, and I've always been that way. So it's something for me that I knew I was going to be able to perform better if I was given extra money for doing extra things. Here's the thing though. I had no residual income. I had no money. If I wasn't there, there was no money coming in. It wasn't unlimited really because I had to be in an office for somebody else all the time. And how much could you really get done during those, whatever, 6 or 8 work hours during the day? It wasn't a positive atmosphere as we went over. I didn't enjoy my work environment. Yes, I did have girlfriends there that we would go out for happy hour and that kind of thing. And some people absolutely love who they work with, but you may not love your boss. You may not love your customers. You may not love your coworkers. And for me, that was a big issue. I felt like I deserved to like the people that I was spending more time with than my own children. At the time, this is really just my son because I had him when I was 21. I had no time for freedom. If I wanted to go, to the beach during the day, it just wasn't happening. I had to report into an office. Even though I had such leeway, and I have to tell you that the job that I had actually molded their entire structure around me because I was like, listen, I'm going to get this all done for you, but I'm doing it the way I want and in my time. And I happen to be very good friends with the doctors now, but they laugh. They're like, yeah, our staff now would never do that. They come in 9 to 5, they shut their mouths, they do their job, and they know that's what they're supposed to do. So it's kind of funny that for me, I have always, it didn't take much for me to believe in this industry, I guess is my point. Personal growth. There was zero personal growth in my old job. In fact, I remember when I started in network marketing, I had an upline that was in Colorado. I don't know if you know much about Coloradians, but they're very nice and they're very positive and they're very bubbly and valley girl-ish. And I was the anti-Coloradian, okay? I was the what just called my house. I will never forget. I picked her in this company based on, I went into the computer, I really selected my upline. I was a psychopath because this is the kind of control freak I am. I went into my computer, searched who's the top person in this area. I didn't want anybody in New York. I didn't want anybody up my butt, okay, which is weird because most people that come into direct sales and network marketing want their upline right next to them to help them with that. I did not. I wanted somebody out of state. I wanted somebody that was going to be there for me for the support that I needed and leave me alone for everything else. Because at the time, I was not a woman person. This was a woman-based company, and I wanted to do things my way. I didn't want anybody infringing on my shit, okay? So if you're talking about the person that I was 11 years ago compared to the person that I am today, I was very closed-minded, very controlling, very negative, very pessimistic. I would say pessimistic was like the top one. So when she called that day and was like, oh my God, I'm so excited to, get on the phone with you. And she was really excited about her work and her job and whatever. My ex-husband was like, yo, are you ever going to have to listen to her on speaker again? Because that was like, I don't even know how you just got through that call. That was awful. Like we all were like, oh my God, who is this? And why is she so happy? Well, turns out, I drank the Kool-Aid of why she was so happy because she truly had those things that I mentioned to you before. She had time and freedom, and she had space in her life for personal growth, and she enjoyed her work environment. She was having fun. She had a great goods and service to give away to people, to customers. It was a tax write-off. It was economy proof. Everybody was always going to be using that product, if you know what I sold before this. It was definitely fun, low startup cost, right? And, all of those things really made sense to me. And so when I fell into that, I understood why it felt natural. That being said, most people do not feel natural there. Most people are used to being told, here's your schedule. This is what we expect from you. This is your job to do today. When you do that, come in tomorrow and do the same thing. Or maybe Wednesdays you get something a little different thrown at you, right? That's what most people are used to. And that's not that's not a knock on somebody. That's what we've been trained to do, right? There's a couple of different sections in what I like to say and how he really puts into everything that it's so funny when I read this book, I'm like, oh my God, I could have written this book, not as eloquently as he did, but I see the world the way this man does. So it excites me. There's typical blue collar, right? And what do we think of when we think of blue collar? We think of people that working with their hands, hard workers, like out of an office, on the field somewhere. We have typical white collar. And when we think that, we think of IT and bankers and, people that are, sitting behind a desk and behind a computer all day. Then we have traditional business owners, and traditional business owners, unfortunately in this country, it takes a traditional business owner, I think it's more than 5 years to recover the cost of what they put out initially to start up their business. Like Val always says, like, you can't open a dress shop without dresses. Like it takes a very long time to secure the money back in a traditional business. And sometimes they never do, unfortunately. It is very common for a traditional business owner to open a business and never make any money or break even, and they spend 27 hours a day working on their business, and it takes them away from everything that they thought business and entrepreneurship was going to afford them, that time home with their family and everything else. And then we have investors, which is a totally separate thing here. I mean, there's really the smartest really thing for investing, honestly, is real estate. I mean, and sometimes when the market crashes, even that's not foolproof. So, there's always risk, and there's not always a perfect situation, and network marketing is not perfect. Okay. But in my eyes, and what I want you to see is that the model is better. And there's a couple of different reasons that the model's better. So what we were taught is that you go to school and you work for somebody else, right? And, you switch, you stay in your job for 40 years and then you're able to retire and great, you have a great life. That's what our parents did. I mean, that's what the world was. The world is not that today. People are retiring after 40 years. My poor stepdad is 77 years old and he works 6 days a week because he cannot afford to retire. That is the truth of today's economy. He can't afford to. The world is moving toward a performance-based business. And while I see that as great, the people that have been in this cycle for such a long time are really going to get, the end of the shaft here, because what happens is now they can lower your salary, right? And you read that in the book. Like, they can take a salary that maybe you were making 50 grand a year, let's say, for argument's sake. They can say, hey, we're going to cap it now at 20. And if you perform well, we'll give you the extra 30 over the year. But hey, guess what? If you don't perform well, the company saves money. So what does that do? It encourages you to get there and do your job. How many people do we know? And I am so guilty of this. I used to sit at my desk and probably BS 4 hours of the day at my boss's expense. I mean, that's the truth. So if you can imagine, even though I did work in those other 4 hours, I costed the company a lot of money that way. So companies are seeing that, humans are less necessary. Technology is doing a lot of things that humans used to need to do. Okay. So the new economy is a little bit different in that they don't really need us as much. That's why, and you were bored. Yeah. That's why you left corporate. So, and that's the thing. There's never anything more, right? There's never anything, you can never really go after more. You're at your limit unless you change careers or, change titles. Like, you're just stuck there, right? Another reason why network marketing for me is better is that the lessons that you learn here, and I have this conversation with Ann Hack probably a few times a week. I feel like personally, the lessons that I've learned here have changed my world, not just my job, not just my career. They've changed my world. And the reason is I still every day need help in dealing with different personality types that I'm not maybe used to, or that don't really mesh with me, or that, all of that stuff, where in the corporate world, I would be like, fuck them, sorry, we're recording this training and I'm cursing as usual. But, I would have been like, yeah, whatever, here, it really behooves me. Good morning, beautiful. It really behooves me to understand where other people are coming from so that I can help them grow. And as a leader moving into leadership, and you guys, whether you're leaders or not, but with my customers even, if I don't understand where my customers are coming from and I don't put myself in a very human similar shoe, I don't get my job done right. And that's the key to network marketing, is really connecting, right? That didn't matter in corporate. And the truth is that those lessons extend into my family life. They extend into my friendship life. They extend into my relationships, right? So all of those things, for me, is why I truly was so easily swept into feeling like, network marketing is a very smart angle. And I almost, when somebody scoffs at it, there's usually a couple of different reasons why. And we're going to talk about that now. So, the thing I had to get very comfortable with when I got involved in this business was people telling me it was never going to work. Okay. People telling me it was ridiculous. Oh, you're going to be one of those annoying salespeople. Oh, network marketing is a joke. 90% of people lose their money in network marketing, blah, 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 blah. Like, there was 1,000 things. Here's what I want to say to that. And it's real quick and simple. There is a very low cost associated with network marketing if you do it properly. And if you guys have all read your comp plan, and I might blow your mind right now, but this is the truth of the matter. You honestly, if you read the comp plan, you pay $55 to get your website for a year. Okay. So you're paying for a good that you're going to use. Okay. I used to pay $20 a month, by the way, for my website at my last company. We get it here for $54. Right. And then, so you're using that. You're a brand ambassador, period. There is nowhere that it states that you need to buy product here to make it. What happens is, and why we tell you, hey, it's important to have appropriate startup product, is because it's very difficult to sell product that you know nothing about or have never tried, right? That's the honest truth. Number one. Number two, it is really difficult to show people your product at an info session without having that product in front of you, right? That's number two. Number three, how could you possibly tell somebody how wonderful something is, or show somebody, or answer questions, or know what you're talking about if you've never had an actual product experience with, multiple products in the line, right? And that kind of ties one and two together. But here's the deal. Technically, you can come into this business for $55 and you've wasted nothing because you're getting a website, okay? So if in a year that website doesn't make you $55, then that's probably because you didn't utilize it, right? I will give anybody $55 back that actually tried to work this business and didn't make $55. Like, you can tell everybody that you sign. My upline will give you your $55 back. If you've followed the steps and worked your business and didn't make $55, my upline will pay you, okay? Because that's the truth. If you're working the business works. So when you're talking about low risk, you can easily come in here, and I don't say easily, I couldn't do it, but people can come in here and sell those 4 packages. When a lot of us first started, you used to have to buy a pack and then sell 3 packs to hit the fast start, and then they changed it. You had to have a different pack, right? You can do that if you can sell all of that, but the truth is that it's easier to buy one because you need the product anyway. So I want to talk about why people say it's stupid. So people say it's stupid because we're annoying, right? We're notoriously annoying. We're constantly cold messaging people, and we're constantly badgering people. And I'd really like to think that our team, especially, and the training that I feel like myself and our leaders provide here, right, is 100% opposite of all of that. But you do have to accept a temporary loss of social esteem. You do have to know that people are going to talk crap about you. I actually heard from a friend yesterday that somebody that we grew up with was like talking about me, not so nicely, about, oh yeah, well, she'll sell anything. And she kind of laughed, and I hadn't seen the girl in a long time. And it was a little disheartening to me. I was very surprised, actually, that this person made the comment that they made, because, they're a nanny, and which is fine. But I mean, people do what they have to do to make money to be home with their kids. She has 4 kids, so she decided to be a nanny, which is great, right? But has a judgment about what I'm doing, and made some kind of comment like, I can't even understand how much money she can make there. So I actually told my friend my salary, and I never do that because I just wanted to blow her mind a little bit and be like, take that back to your friend. So, it's very interesting, the idea that people have about network marketing, and the concept of you never make your money back. Oh, it's all a scam, and that kind of thing. Most people have joined a network marketing company and failed, and that's the bitter taste in their mouth. So I love, and you'll see this further into the book, Eric, where he talks about saying, when somebody says to you, is that an MLM? He literally tells you how to handle that, and to say, yeah, it sounds like you've had a bad experience. Why don't you tell me about that? What if you said that to somebody instead of shying away and saying, it is, but why are we defending that? It's a brilliant business model. Don't defend the fact that it's an MLM. Stop defending it like it needs defense. Yes, it is an MLM. It's actually awesome, because that's how we are able to educate people person by person. It is an MLM, and it's amazing because I have a whole team of warriors. I know, behind me, working business with me. Yes, it is an MLM. I have so much help and utilization with tools. Like, I shout it from the rooftops when people are like, oh, I don't know, it's one of those MLMs. I'm like, sounds like you were not successful in one. Tell me what happened, right? Sounds like you've had experience with it. And you don't have to say it like, I know right now I'm kind of being like a little, about it, but you don't have to be uppity about it, but really, truly, genuinely try to connect with why that person has such a sour taste about it, because listen to what they're telling you. Maybe they had a shitty upline. Maybe they had a product that didn't work. Maybe they came in and the company closed. Maybe whatever. We have no idea. Find out why they have that taste in their mouth. The other thing is that people tend to consider this having a network marketing business. Yeah, you know what? I think I could come in. I have like a couple of people that would like that product. And then, you know, when they don't, right, I had a bit, right. When they don't have a good experience with the 4 people that they think will buy their product, network marketing doesn't work. No, that's no, you didn't work. So I tell people this all the time. If you come into Canaway and you live in whatever state or country that you're in, okay, and there are other people in that state, country, whatever, in the same country that are making money with this same exact product, right? And you're not doing well, that's not a company-wide problem. That's a you-wide problem, right? That's not an issue with the comp plan. That's not an issue with the company. That's not an issue with the product. That's not an issue with your demographic. Like, no, beauty of social media is that you don't have to sell in the remote little town in, you know, Utah or what. And we have team in Utah that's selling, by the way. So that might be a bad example, but you know, wherever the most remote location is, it doesn't matter. Okay. And just for the record, I used to sell adult product to those people in those tiny little remote places. So when you think, oh, they don't have the money, people have money for what they want to spend it on, period. Let me let my dog back in because now he's baking in the sun. Hold on. We're going to have a baked Elvis.
Hi, ladies.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Yep, we're having the warning, right? Okay. All right. So I want to go through this part quick, and then we can do the Q&A, not recorded. So yes, so the 4 people that they thought were going to buy their product don't buy it, and they're like, oh, network marketing is terrible. The problem is with that is that they haven't really started a business. You can't ever expect your friends, family, and loved ones to support and make your business grow. That's just not how this works, okay? You know, instead of taking responsibility for the fact that it might have been them that didn't do the work, they'll say, you know, oh, I talked to everyone. Everyone I know didn't want it, you know? There are 3 different kinds of network marketers. And here's the deal. The people that, by the way, on that last note, the people that embrace the fact that you can't make money off of your friends and family and you have to extend themselves, those are the people that really make it here. I tell everybody, it is very simple how you make money in network marketing. And the simplest way I can say it is the more friends you make and the more connections you have, the more money that's involved. The fastest one wins. That's how it goes. The more people that you can get in front of, the more people that you talk to about this, and the more positive way you impact those people when you leave them, it's a positive impact. That's who makes the money here. If you're going to be involved in network marketing, decide to go professional, right? That's chapter 2. He speaks about posers, right? And we just talked about them. They treat the profession like a lottery ticket. They ask a couple of people, those couple of people, they think they're going to be great. And when those couple of people, you know, sign up and they're promising all this crap. And then, you know, I've had people buy the total experience pack for $2,000 and never speak to me again. It has happened to me. Okay. I don't know why. I don't understand it, but that's what happens. Some people, you're never going to understand somebody else's place in life and their motive, you know, unless you're friends with them or you're able to talk to them. But it's, people do think crazy crap all the time. Okay. Some people come in and you think they're going to be your big ticket and they're not. Okay. So if you're relying on somebody to come in and be your big ticket, it blows my mind when people say this. I just need one good person. No, that's not what you need to be successful here. You need many people. You need many people, period. They don't have to be good people. You need many people, and hopefully some of those many people like what you're doing and they want to be impacted by it and they want to learn with you. Not everybody starts out as a good network marketer. Then you have the amateurs, right? And the amateurs he speaks of, they kind of like, you know, do this business, but they kind of have this back thing in their head, right? It's really funny, but I love the example he uses. Professional athletes will dedicate endless hours to preparing for competition, but when they join a network marketing company, they're not going to give 1 day worth of effort learning the skills. There are skills involved. Network marketing is a profession. And when you start to look at it as a profession, you realize that you need skills. This is a skilled business. And if you don't learn those skills, you're going to be here for a very long time running the same, hamster wheel and not having the progress that you wanted to make. 3 elements in making sure that your network marketing business is one that you want to be with. Obviously, the product, and we have that. And like I said before, if everyone in your company has the same products to offer to the public and they're selling, the company's growing, and there's people doing fantastic, and it's making its way out there, but you are having a problem and you're not selling and you're not, doing well or whatever, that's not a company-wide problem. That's a you problem. It's time that network marketing professionals have to kind of say, what am I not doing? And you could be working, right? You could be working on other stuff, but are you working on the skills? And we're going to talk about something else at the end, because there's something important here that you need to listen to. Second is the compensation plan. So if you are not utilizing the compensation plan properly, listen, here's a little tip, by the way, because most people don't even see it this way. If God forbid, and I say that really, I'm going to church right now, so I'll pray that it doesn't happen. If God forbid I didn't make my minimum, you know what I would do the next month? I would sign so many people that I would make that same amount of money in commissions from the packages. I mean, realistically speaking, let's say I miss a $2,500 check, one of my ranks, I miss it, and you lose that $2,500 upscale. I better work to make sure I make that up. So the people that are not yet at a minimum income guarantee, it's not that you're not going to make money for a year. You have to learn where to make money. Where do you make money now? Well, I'll tell you where you make money: signing people. You have to sign people in the beginning to make the money that eventually you will make monthly from your minimum income guarantee. So people are like, oh yeah, for the first year you don't make anything. That was not true for me. It was hard to not know what you were going to make, but it was not true for me that I didn't make money in my first year, because I signed so many people that I was making more than my minimum income guarantee would have been as an executive director or as an area director. You have to make the income up somewhere. The third element that's the most important, we talk about the product, we talk about the comp plan, it's us. We are the third element that is so important. And everyone has the same product and same compensation plan, but we're going to be the difference between our success and failure here. And that's a hard nut to swallow sometimes. That that has broken me a lot. That has broken many people I know in the industry a lot. And the last thing before our time runs out, I'm going to have you guys come back on, but I'm not going to record it. I want this section to be recorded. The last thing I want to note is that network marketing is not this. That's not how it goes. It's not how it went for me. I know that people from the outside sometimes, and I know as my teammates, I try to be really transparent and very realistic about my journey here. But this was never my journey. My journey was this, okay? And until you get to the sweet spot where it starts to go, it was years of ups and downs. And the only person I can blame for that is myself. It wasn't the industry. It was myself. Why? Because I went through ups and downs. Real life hit me during my network marketing career. Real life hit me. I was sick. My parents were sick. I lost both my parents. I went through a divorce. I had cancer. I lost my house in Hurricane Sandy. I had 2 babies. Like, life happens to all of us during network marketing. The only people who fail here are the people who quit. That is the thing that I swear I wish I could trademark that. I've been saying it. I will never forget the first teammate I ever said that to, and I'm not kidding you. It had to be in maybe 2010, and we were on the phone, and she just couldn't understand. I don't understand how people look at this as a job. How could this be a job? And blah, blah. And it doesn't work and blah, blah. And I said to her, if you quit, you'll never know. You're never going to know. You could stay here and work and not do what it takes. And that's your time you're wasting. Or you could follow the skills. You could do the skill set that we're learning here, use the skills that we're learning, apply them to your business consistently. Because this is great, this book club. But if you guys get off of here and go about your business today, and somebody asks you, oh, is it an MLM? And you're like, oh, yeah, well, then guess what? You didn't apply anything that we just talked about. Why is network marketing so incredible? What kind of power does it give you? What kind of freedom does it give you? You have to take the lessons that you walk away with here and apply them into your daily life. Otherwise, we're posers and we're amateurs, right? Professionals don't do that. They take these skills and they hone in on them and they utilize them. What I'm going to ask you to do, I'm going to end the recording. This is going to end, and jump back on the link so we could do an open Q&A. You guys can unmute these.